I've got something for all you hoes.
Do I blame her? Of course not.
My grandfather had 6 wives. That was just 2 generations ago.
I'm disappointed in the both of y'all. Welcome to another episode of Messy Medicine, where we talk amongst ourselves about the field that is not perfect. We have differing opinions, and quite honestly, dealing with this field of medicine can be quite messy sometimes. To my left, Dr. Chris Ibikunle. I have Dr. Jocelyn Slaughter here. And to my right, Nicholas Jones. Good to see you, buddy. And I'm Dr. Marc Jean-Gilles. Today, we're going to talk about relationships in the medical field and Earl Thomas.
So I'm gonna give y'all the tea because I love being messy. It's great. There's this NFL star. I don't watch NFL that much, but his name is Earl Thomas. Him and his wife had an altercation at 3 a.m. She somehow logged on to his Snapchat and found a video of him naked with another woman. Naked.
Butt naked.
Busting skins. She was able to find his location through that and showed up to this place with 2 of her girlfriends. They had a gun and a knife. He was there with his brother Seth, and they were all naked with 2 other women. When she got there, supposedly she said, I've got something for all you hoes. That's what I would have said too. She chased him around, the cops were called. She was arrested, he wasn't arrested. Her 2 friends were arrested. So I feel her, we're supposed to be on lockdown. COVID-19 is here and you're out having an orgy with your brother and some hoes. But they were probably nice ladies. But I don't think she should have been arrested.
I mean, she should have been arrested because she committed a crime.
Yes.
Well, he committed the crime, adultery.
Do I blame her? Of course not.
But what else do you think she should have done differently? She grabbed a gun. She logged into somebody else's Snapchat account, which to me is a violation of privacy.
They're married. What's mine is yours, what's yours
She
is mine.
threatened somebody with a gun
She said, I just had something for
and a
y'all.
knife. And she insulted well-respected women,
Oh my
members of our
God, you're
society.
gonna get dragged on the internet for that one. So, people get emotional about their
Crime of
spouses,
passion.
okay? It's a crime of passion. So she saw it, it triggered some emotion, and she went about to handle it the way she saw fit. It happens.
The truth of the matter is, in relationships, people have problems, and a lot of times people step outside of their relationships.
Infidelity is a sign of a problem. When all hot heads settle and we are looking at the problem from the root and we address it, then we have a solution.
I mean, this happens a lot, all the time. Not just with like professional athletes, but even in the healthcare profession. I mean, you look at doctors, we have a very high divorce rate.
I tend to think it's just an issue in society, high rates of divorce. But what do you think it is about the medical field that leads to higher divorce rates?
You end up spending a lot of time away from home, and you end up developing like relationships with the people that you work with.
We're all surgeons here. We all have spent long nights in the hospital before, especially with residency. As a female doctor, we sometimes say, the doctors, y'all all want to be with the nurses. You all would, flirt with the nurses. I'm not saying you specifically. A lot of nurses are women. And so you all are looked at on a pedestal, that you all are just looked at as these great people, y'all are so cute, y'all have money, and they cater to you all. Like, you all are similar to sports players. You're held in a high regard. And so you all, to me, have more people that may want to be in a relationship with you. That's a thing that I think that being married to somebody that's high profile is a lot of times a setup for them cheating.
Well, I'll say this. Studies have shown if somebody's going to step out, it's usually the men. The reasons are...
I don't know which studies you're looking at,
No,
but they got some studies that show women stepping out.
Listen, clean out your ears, son. All right? I said that men are more likely to step out than women.
Women are more likely going to hide or not.
Okay,
women are
you
more
watching too
likely
much comedy
not
channels.
to get caught.
I feel like sometimes women may step out in their mind, but to me it takes a lot for women
Same
to
thing.
physically.
Same thing.
It's different. different.
No.
So
Women
physically
is
step
more
out.
emotional.
No, listen,
It is more emotional.
it's emotional, whereas a guy, like, it can happen at
It's,
just like that.
It's whoever's around.
Right.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, whoever was around, it just happened to be his nanny or his maid. That's who he, was with. Whoever is just around at that moment.
Right.
The control is not there.
Maybe he's a man. Maybe he has tendencies to seek diversity.
So y'all need multiple wives?
It's a possibility. I'm just bringing that out there. I'm just throwing it out
He
there.
is African. So.
I know.
I'm just saying, my grandfather had 6
Right.
wives.
Oh my
That
God.
was just 2 generations ago.
Right. So
Unacceptable.
yeah, that brings up another point. We're humans. We're animals. We're creatures. And if it's truly needed for us to evolve or to continue on life, we have to procreate. So as a man, why is it necessary for us to be with just one woman?
I'ma
Like
just say-
who
I'ma
made
say
that?
this.
Who determined that? Who said that a man
I got
needs to
this,
be
Jocelyn.
with one woman?
I got this one. I'm disappointed in the both of y'all in your chauvinistic.
Let me calm
How
down.
is
Right
that
now.
chauvinistic?
That is selfish, and that is just thinking with your penis. All right? And I'm gonna be honest. That's just all it is. Ultimately, the goal of a couple is to procreate, right? And study after study shows that if you have a 2-parent household with the biological parents versus a single-parent household, the kids in the 2-parent biological household always do better in every category of life: education, health, finances, so
The
forth.
reality is society has stigmas on divorce, even though 50% of marriages fail. Are you telling me that if we go 50 years from now, are you telling me that somehow being divorced will give you a disadvantage? I don't think so.
No, not for you, but your kids, they're now at increased risk. 2-parent households, whether they're happy or not, it doesn't matter. Did they stick together? Did they work it out? The studies have shown that these kids do better.
If you dial back 150 years ago, having a divorce for a woman is a death sentence.
Right.
Why?
Right.
Because, women were dependent on their husbands for
Not
livelihoods,
anymore.
but not anymore. There is a possibility as a society that we are going to move on to the next step where the family may not be that unit that is needed for a successful society.
You can already see it has changed. Like now, you hear this term co-parenting.
Yeah.
Even if you have parents that are separated, it's still beneficial for both parents to be involved in that child's life.
That's correct.
Okay? But when you compare them to the 2-parent household, you can't fudge it. There's the data that shows they
Right.
do better overall.
I think we're learning how to cope with the negative side effects of
Right.
divorce. I think we're learning how to work together, take the emotions out of it, how to focus on the kids and help them succeed despite not being together. And if you're not able to achieve happiness in a relationship, you should be honest with yourself. You've heard about people getting divorced after 65 years of marriage. They've not been happy for 50 years.
I mean, that's, very surprising. But going back to, infidelity in marriage, and I think that this case was a woman scorned. She always was probably wondering, is this person going to be faithful to me? Because he has all this potential and all these things that somebody might want. And then it's slapped in her face on social media. It's not as simple as you heard that somebody did something. You're like looking at it with your eyes.
I mean, I think that's, her emotions got the best of her. It could have ended up badly. It wasn't good judgment.
I think the
but-
gun is where you definitely don't want to bring anything that can potentially have you in jail for a long time, or you really have the possibility of killing someone. I'm not going to kill anybody because they cheated on me, but I would want to confront them for sure. I want to have the moments.
Right.
There you
to
go.
look them in their face.
That moment.
That moment. Gotcha. Got something for you hoes.
And those
There you
hoes.
go. And on
Gotcha.
that note, thank you again for joining us on this episode of Messy Medicine. I think we got messy today, right?
Yes.
All right.
Polygamy and everything.
So if you enjoyed this episode and you have questions about this topic, anything discussed on today's show, or any other subjects you want us to talk about, mention so in the comments below. And remember to subscribe. Till next week.